Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to TapRooT TV today. I am Emily Pritt and I'm here with Rick. And Rick Hulse is going to talk to us about Equifactor, what it is and why it's important.
Great. Looking forward to sharing some ideas with you about Equifactor, Emily.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool system that we have. So we want to address our audience, and we actually want to talk to two different groups of people today, a little bit different than normal. So I'll let you go ahead and start off with that. Who are we talking to?
So we have our traditional TapRooT users who are safety focused, safety centered, and typically they don't integrate commonly with the quality people, the asset reliability people. And with Equifactor, that really speaks to that population at companies and how they keep their infrastructure running, increase uptime, and troubleshoot issues when they arise.
That's great. And then with Equifactor, it's kind of a funny name. There's some thought behind that. So I talked to Mark Paradise on, well, how do we come up with this? Because it's something that we've had for years. A lot of people don't even,
for a long time.
They don't realize that it's already in the system, that we've already got it there.
They already own it.
Yeah. So Equifactor, what it stands for, what it means is it's that equipment aspect, understanding equipment, but then the factors that lead to equipment failure.
Correct. And if you think about the principles of TapRooT, for example, it's an expert system that you don't have to be an expert to use. Once you learn how to use the system, you get expert results out of TapRooT from a safety perspective, standardized results. Same thing applies with Equifactor. It's a professional system, expert system that you can build tables around for the infrastructure that you have, troubleshooting tables on equipment, and you get standardized results. It's a professional standardized system that enables you to do that.
That's right. Yeah. Just thinking about how we actually look at trends in the industry as well. So if there's something that we're seeing that's happening a lot, we can add that into the software to keep it current relevant with what people are facing in their industries and their companies with those troubleshooting techniques.
That's right. We can on an ongoing basis build these troubleshooting tables based on different types of infrastructure that exist in the food industry or the paper industry or the oil and gas industry. You start to realize that there's a lot of common concepts, common issues that arise regardless of industry. And the power of Equifactor is if we build those tables, that type of infrastructure that's in place can be applied in those different industries.
Absolutely. And another thing that's so awesome about the software that we have is you can get in there and create those tables. It's not something where you have to pick up the phone and continually get somebody to drop an extra part into the program that you have. It's right there. You can do it. We've got a demo that we did with our software with TapRooT software. That's really neat to just see how we empower people to be able to do what they need to do.
That's right. And we've even had conversations around, and I think you remember this, around creating a concept around like a Waze, where people can send us information about tables that need to be built, issues that you're having. We can build that knowledge base. I think that's something we're going to explore more moving forward.
Waze is a GPS where it's user reported but still validated information.
That's right.
So
that's right.
So
really
I think
helpful. Part of building this community over the last 25, 30 years through our advisory board, that's how we've been able to get a lot of information like that from that community, and we're going to be replicating, doing the same thing with Equifactor's community.
And there's also people who use an ERP, that type of system, and how, can you talk a little bit about how Equifactor works alongside
Sure.
ERP?
So in larger enterprises, you may have an ERP like an SAP, for example. It's a very powerful platform. It's a very expensive platform. And if you want to build custom tables and things like that, it takes a lot of time, energy, and resources. Whereas if you have Equifactor, you have a platform and a tool and a knowledge base that you can go and do these investigations yourself. You don't have to go out and engage a programming team to build custom reports and things like that. It's already done for you. So there's a tremendous amount of benefit because it reduces the complexity and it allows you to go in a very standardized way and research and do the analysis on what happened, why it happened, and what the corrective actions are to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah, that's good. good. And then also we're talking about another type of system, a CRM, and how TapRooT and our Equifactor can work alongside each other, but it doesn't replace those systems.
No, it doesn't. So the ERP, not necessarily CRM, but the ERP, it complements what they have. Obviously, we have an open API, so any results that we get, if that partner, that ERP partner like an SAP or the other 1,000 ERP systems that are out there, if they're open to it, we can share that up into that platform, and they can capture that lessons learned and do it very easily and inexpensively.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like that as far as just troubleshooting, seeing what's going on with equipment, it's going to help you find the answer and correct it right then and there.
Right.
Not just find it, not just correct it, but do it the first time.
Right, and oftentimes asset reliability folks are subject matter experts in their field, and they have a hunch why something failed. They have an idea of why it failed historically, but to be able to quantify that and to be able to point to exactly what happened, what the multiple causes were that led to a failure like that, is pretty powerful to be able to quantify it and then share it with the organization. A lot of process industry companies where uptime is incredibly important, food, oil and gas, paper, for example. When a machine stops working, or a machine that supplies a larger machine stops working, it's a big impact on the organization. It's a big impact on time lost, revenue lost, and then having to bring it back up. Just that time that it takes to bring it back up and resync it into the larger system takes a lot of time, takes a lot of money, and is frustrating. So uptime is really important, and this is going to help you achieve potentially better uptime.
Excellent. So if somebody wants to learn more about Equifactor and how they can see if they can use it in their industry, how do they go about that?
So contact us here at TapRooT, taproot.com. But also, I think probably the easiest way to do it is to look out for information in our newsletter, articles that we've published around it, and just start interacting with us that way. You can learn a lot about Equifactor at our annual summit, but also some of the courses that we're going to be delivering for Equifactor are going to be both in person and virtual.
Yes, that's
so
right.
that opens it up to a much bigger population that traditionally we've been able to reach.
And we have books and other materials that also go along with this. The training's most important to just really be able to get a hands-on feel for how it works and how you can utilize it. So there's a lot of ways to really get to take that deep dive into Equifactor.
Yeah, and the best way to get started is work with one of us at TapRooT to do a very in-depth executive briefing on what the business value is of Equifactor, see an example of it, and be able to ask questions about how you might apply that in your organization.
And that executive briefing can sound like a kind of a heavy word, but it's a demo.
It is.
It's a demo where we will show you exactly how something's going to work, and we've got all the tools and software to get you in there and show you all the cool stuff.
That's right. It's really easy to go through, and the result of going through a briefing or a demo like that is we can quickly educate a potential user and help them start the process of testing, integrating, and putting it into production at their company.
Yeah. And why we do what we do is we want to ultimately, save time, save lives. But if we're replacing things over and over again, we are wasting, like you said before, the time, the resources, everything. Might as well take a better look and see what exactly is going on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's kind of the goal behind all of this, is to fix it right, fix it the first time, save money, save time. Yeah.
Yeah, and just reach out to us. I think it's pretty easy for people to do. In this video, there's probably a link here that people can click on.
Yep.
And all of our instructors are well versed in Equifactor, and would love an opportunity to talk with a potential client.
That's right. Yep. So we'll go ahead and put some links below where you can see the Equifactor courses. We have a page all about Equifactor, and then all the other things we talked about. Of course, we got to tell you about the summit, so we'll drop a link for that, and then how to contact us.
Yep. Thanks, Emily.
Thank you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.